Hello, all, and welcome to this afternoon's whiskey review. I was going to review a beer because I have like 3 beers lined up to review. It's been a week since my last review. And I decided to just do this whiskey because I haven't done anything other than review beers for quite some time now, and I thought it would be interesting to try something different. And I was afforded this opportunity because my dad, who can no longer drink, gave me a couple of his bottles that he's never going to finish. And one of them is something I've never reviewed before, so I figure, well, might as well go and review it. And yeah, it's nice to go and try this because I would never be able to afford this on my own. Now, if you look back at the history of my channel, you'll find that I reviewed expensive stuff before, but yeah, my long, slow economic decline interrupted my chartreuse and Madeira reviews. Anyways, yeah, so this is Old Pali Road Private Reserve Bourbon Whiskey. This is, of course, a local product. It's made in Kailua. I have gone on the distillery tour, and I believe I did a video where I reviewed the results of the distillery tour. I didn't actually bring a camera on the distillery tour because you're not allowed to, but you know, I basically made a series of videos about the subject matter, as it were. I believe it's like the moonshine review or something like that, where I discuss it at length. This is Private Reserve, so it's limited release. This is from like the first release. They've so special edition 2021. They recently did a second release, well, not very recently, 2024 release for the Private Reserve then. So I'm guessing it's going to be every few years. They're going to release Private Reserve. Being a micro distillery, they don't have much space, so obviously it's going to be limited in how much they can release. This is 86 proof, and yeah. So actually, let me show that again. So of the 2021, this is from, I'm not sure if that's bottles released. This is bottle 491 of 734. So I'm not sure how many barrels 734 bottles produce. And I think some of them, the bottle, there were like full-size bottles as well as these half-size bottles were released. This is like $79, $80. Now, for the second release, I'm not sure how much it was back in 2021. Probably not as expensive as most things were. Yeah, so let's read the back now, shall we? Old Pali Road Private Reserve, crafted entirely by hand at our Kailua distillery at the base of the Ko'olau Mountains. This is a distinctly unique bourbon made of 90% corn and 10% two-row barley mash and distilled with volcanically filtered artesian water. A crafted blend of 4 distiller-selected barrels. So apparently, yeah, so it is. It's a blend of 4 different barrels to make these some 700-odd bottles. Barrel 11, barrel 17, barrel 23, barrel 30, and it looks like it's, yeah, about roughly a quarter to a third of each. Yeah. Wow, it looks like, yeah, the oldest barrel, which is about barrel 11 there, it is 24.5%. That's 586 days, so that is roughly, I think, when they started. So yeah. So obviously I've never sampled this before. And as you can see, there's not much in here, so I'm hoping to get enough here into the snifter. Well, the Glencairn glass, I should say. So this is roughly a mix of about hmm, yeah, drip landed on my hand. Ooh, yeah, definitely bourbon smelling. Got vanilla, corn, toffee-like notes there. I'm just smelling this little bit that splashed on my hand there. Oh yeah, vanilla, big vanilla, toffee, hmm, honeyed nuts, like honeyed almonds. Some slight hint of wood char. And I must say, yeah, pretty much candied-like notes. So definitely a very sweet smelling bourbon. Yeah. Okay, onto the palate. I have not had hard liquor in a while. I can definitely feel that there. I had my water ready for once. How do you like that? Oh yeah, so definitely a long caramel note in that finish there. Even after the water, I'm still getting that caramel note, even as a top note. Oh yeah. Very thick and viscous mouthfeel. Oily. Fairly thick and viscous in the glass, too. It's kind of hot in the mids. It overwhelms everything else in the mids. You know, the alcohol heat. Up front, definitely like caramel corn, and then boom, that alcohol heat, and then a lasting char on the palate. Again, that sort of caramel note in the top note. I'm not sure if the heat is just because I'm out of practice. Yeah, definitely caramel corn up front. Transitions into nuttiness. Also hints of vanilla. Vanilla is stronger in the nose, though. Though you do get hints of it too, as well, in the top note. Yeah, definitely. That mid's got some fire to it. And I'm almost gone here. Pretty much, yeah, maybe about one or two more sips left. Definitely. On the second note, I should have had this a little bit more cold. It's very hot today. It's about 85 degrees right now. So obviously, um, maybe about 15 minutes in the refrigerator or something, get it down to about 75 thereabouts. Would have probably been a little bit more pleasant then. Not so wide. Yeah, that corn is really starting to show up to me now in that top note. Yeah, pretty nice. Would I drink it again? Yes. Would I buy it for myself? Only if I win the Powerball, friends. Which is not going to happen because they don't allow Powerball in Hawaii. Yes, we're one of the few states that doesn't allow state lotteries or any sort of gambling whatsoever, which is kind of funny because everybody in this state is obsessed with gambling. Which is kind of funny why it's banned in the state, even like the most minor stuff like lottery. Hmm. Yeah, pretty interesting. Again, kind of found it on the hot side, but then that just might be me being out of practice. Your mileage may vary. Definitely give this a shot if this is your cup of tea. Um, yeah, and that is your bourbon whiskey review for this afternoon, folks. Cheers.